Hey everyone, it's Finance Friday, another special edition of Money Girl, where I answer your burning money questions. Today's topic comes from an anonymous voicemail caller who says, I'm switching from a W-2 job to being self-employed and need information on how to set up my own business. Do I need to create an LLC? And what professionals should I talk to so I know what to do? Thank you for your question, anonymous caller, and congratulations on becoming your own boss. When you start a part-time or full-time business, one of the first tasks you should do is choose a business entity. So I'm really glad that you asked the question. This podcast will review essential considerations when creating a business. There is a lot to think about, and how to get help from the right professionals. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 950 of Money Girl. I really appreciate you downloading the show. I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, on-camera spokesperson, money speaker, and founder of The Money Stack. That's my Substack newsletter. You can learn more, ask questions, and sign up for The Money Stack when you visit lauradadams.com. When you sign up for The Money Stack, subscribers automatically receive my Money Success Toolkit with the exact templates I use to manage my money. So I hope you'll subscribe and enjoy that free gift. Okay, let's talk about choosing a business entity. Choosing the right legal entity for your business is really important. It's crucial because it comes with significant financial and legal considerations. So it's not something you should take lightly. Plus, you need to know your business name and your business entity before accomplishing other tasks, like getting a business bank account, buying business insurance, and filing a tax return, just to name a few. You typically register your business entity by filing documents and paying an annual fee to a state agency, like the Secretary of State. However, choosing a business entity can also be a passive decision where you do nothing, where you take no action. If you don't register your business, you're going to automatically be a sole proprietor, which I'll explain more about in just a moment. And each business entity has different pros and cons, things like the complexity of formation, your potential liability, and annual paperwork and requirements. Some entities, such as a C corporation, which is typically for larger companies, are separate from their owners for tax purposes, and C corporations have to file business tax returns. But several business entities allow income to, quote, pass through to the owner, and then that income gets reported on your individual tax return. So, they're all different. There isn't one best business entity, and it's not a binding decision. You can change your business entity as your business needs change. So, keep that in mind as well. However, the most common entities for solopreneurs and small businesses are a sole proprietor and an LLC. So we're going to focus on just the pros and cons of those two entities in this podcast. So let's start out by talking about a sole proprietorship. This is definitely the most simple business entity, and it can be owned by one person or co-owned by a married couple. As I mentioned, you don't have to comply with any specialized government requirements or submit any paperwork to be a sole proprietor. That allows you to focus entirely on launching your venture and creating revenue. If you earn income on the side as a freelancer or a contractor, you may have a sole proprietorship and not even realize it. The simplicity of a sole proprietorship can make it a good starting point for solopreneurs, especially if your industry or trade has few legal risks. Let's go through some of the advantages of being a sole proprietorship. You don't have to take any formal action, such as registering with your state. You don't have to pay any annual fees. You don't have to complete or file annual paperwork. You get privacy because your business isn't entered into the public records. And you include your business profit or loss on your personal tax return, simplifying your taxes. While the simplicity of a sole proprietorship sounds great, it does come with some disadvantages. Primarily, the main disadvantage is that you're personally liable for business activities and debts because there's no distinction or legal separation between you and your business. And that does expose you to unlimited risk. For instance, let's say a customer, a client, or some other party sues your business. Your personal assets, things like your savings, your vehicles, and even your home, could be at risk. Another downside is that you may not be able to get business financing if you are looking for that. And you may have less credibility than an incorporated business. Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about an LLC. The anonymous caller asked about creating this type of entity, an LLC, and it stands for Limited Liability Company. An LLC is a business entity that exists separately from its owner or owners, who are called members. And you can have a single or multi-member LLC, and there are different subtypes. This is the type of company I have. I have a single member LLC. And an LLC and its members have liability protection from legal claims against the business. And they're typically set up with an operating agreement that defines the company's membership, management, and income distribution if you've, got more than one member. But it can be a simple document, and it doesn't require a formal annual meeting or minutes as it does with a corporation. So record keeping with an LLC can be much easier. And interestingly, you can choose how you want to be taxed as an LLC. You can pay tax as a corporation or as what's called a disregarded entity. That allows you to include pass-through income on your personal tax return, kind of like if you were a sole proprietor. So that means your business doesn't pay taxes on its profits, and you simply just include them on your individual tax return if you are a disregarded entity as an LLC. So let's talk about the main pros of having an LLC. Well, certainly, I think the main one is that you get personal liability protection for claims against the business because it is a separate legal entity from the member or members. You get personal liability protection for claims against any other LLC members that, may be in the business with you. You don't have to have an annual meeting or elect formal officers. And you can elect to be a disregarded entity, as I mentioned, which basically simplifies taxes by including business profits or losses on your personal tax return. The main downside for having an LLC as a solopreneur or small business owner is the administrative and registration costs, which vary depending on where you do business. You have to register an LLC with the state and file a report with a fee every year. Now, I live in Florida, and there is a one-time formation fee of $125 and an annual LLC fee of about $150. So, it's pretty inexpensive to have an LLC in Florida, but that's not the same for every state. Also, separating your business and your personal finances is important to simplify reporting and tax preparation as an LLC, or really, any business entity. The easiest way to do that is to have a business bank account. No matter your business entity, I highly recommend having a good system where you can easily track your business income and expenses. I have a business bank account. I also use a bookkeeping system called QuickBooks, and so it pulls in all my transactions. So, I can easily see what are the expenses that are tax deductible, and that helps you stay organized and claim every legitimate business tax deduction that you can. So, should your business be a sole proprietorship or an LLC? Well, what business entity is right for our anonymous caller really depends on factors like your industry, the potential risk of getting into a lawsuit, your expected income, and your business goals. Like, is this a business that you want to sell one day? If you're a solopreneur with no employees, being a sole proprietor with business insurance can provide you with some good peace of mind. But I would say it's wise to create an LLC from the start if your business exposes you to risks. For instance, if you work in healthcare, you sell edible products or you work with the general public. And the anonymous caller didn't mention the type of work they do or the business they'll create. So I'm going to recommend that they consult with a business attorney and or a tax professional like a certified public accountant or CPA to discuss the issues that should affect your business entity, your taxes, and your insurance decisions. So let's go through what these professionals can do. A CPA can help you choose a business entity. They can help you apply for an employer identification number or EIN. This is something most companies need even if you don't have employees. They can help you get your business registered with your state. They can help you open a business bank account, set up a bookkeeping and payment processing system. They can ensure that you claim every legitimate tax deduction, help you understand various tax obligations you have as a business owner, and help you file and pay your taxes on time. Now, a business attorney can help you also choose a business entity. They can help you understand potential liabilities. They can help you understand various business licenses and permits that you may need based on your work. They can help you purchase any needed insurance based on your risks and help you protect your intellectual property among, many other things. And so this is not a complete list of items to consider or even tasks that those professionals can do for you when setting up a business. But I think it's just a good starting point, especially for a solopreneur who might be doing consulting or various service work. The needs of every business owner are different, and the tax and business laws vary by state. Therefore, it's wise to consult with legal and financial professionals to discuss the issues that should affect your business entity, your taxes, and your insurance decisions. And the anonymous caller may also want to work with an independent insurance broker to figure out if they need any other business insurance that might have to do with working from home, using a vehicle for your business, or any other potential liabilities that you have in your business. So, anonymous caller, I hope this has been helpful. And, I think if you will spend just a little bit of time with those professionals, yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money for their advice, but it will really set you up on the right path to know that your business is set up the right way and you're going to have the foundation in place to sort of continue things on your own if you like. And I do want to make sure you know that if you want more information about becoming your own boss, managing business finances, and building a self-employed benefits package, I wrote a whole book about this. It's called Money Smart Solopreneur, a personal finance system for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and side hustlers. It's available wherever books are sold, places like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc. So I hope you will check it out if you are considering becoming a business owner or maybe growing your business. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast, and I want to thank our amazing team that works on the show. Steve Rickyberg audio engineers the podcast. Holly Hutchins is our director of podcasts. Morgan Christensen is our advertising operations specialist, and Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor.